Good evening and a very warm welcome to you. We've got UNC Pembroke Soccer here on a beautiful Wednesday night alongside Chris Clayton, Sam Jelinek here to bring it to you. Pembroke looking to build off of a win earlier in the week during homecoming week. Braves sports in total on Monday. It was Braves soccer picking up the win. Then yesterday, Braves volleyball getting the win. And now, Chris, we get to see whether or not they're going to be able to pick up a third win in a row here on homecoming week.
Absolutely, and this is an important match, Sam, for the Peach Belt standings. Think about a couple squads here that are kind of jam-packed in the middle of the conference. You've got to try and divide yourself somehow, separate yourself, because it's at the top of the conference, including UNC Pembroke. Obviously, wins are tough to come by in the PBC. So two teams right now on paper, record-wise, seemingly even, both knowing the importance of getting these winnable matches. However, the Braves have been playing a lot better as of late.
Yeah, the Braves right now on a nice little run. They've won 2 matches in a row by a combined score of 7-0. Winners of 3 out of their last 4 as well. But that doesn't do Francis Marion much justice as all anyways. As Francis Marion, they had themselves a nice little run before they lost earlier this week. They had gone unbeaten in 4 consecutive matches. They were 3-0-1 before dropping a 4-1 contest at Clayton State. Clayton State, one of the top teams in the Peach Belt, so nothing lost in that matchup really for Francis Marion. The Braves coming in at 6-4 overall, but 3-3 in the Peach Belt. Francis Marion Patriots at 5-6-1, 2-4 in the Peach Belt. Like you mentioned, 2 teams that are kind of near in the bottom third of a very congested Peach Belt right now. Pembroke, a team that won the Peach Belt Conference tournament last year, looking to try and find their form, hit their stride before they get to that tournament, and here probably a pretty solid test.
And this was the time last year in which the Braves really got things together. Obviously, it's tough to just compare seasons. It's an easy thing for us to do on the grand scheme, but a little bit dangerous because every season's different. So we'll see if UNCP can get things together this time of year here in 2018 and defend their Peach Belt title crown.
Francis Marion off the kickoff will control the ball deep in their own third. This is a Francis Marion squad. It matches up pretty well against UNCP. Both squads with some speed up top. They'll play some deep long balls in, see what can happen. On the season, Francis Marion 25 goals, Pembroke with 23 in a few less games, however. So overall, it should be, I would expect, a potentially high-scoring affair that we've got here. Lindsey Morgan, head skipper for Francis Marion, matching up against Lars Anderson. Morgan in her 3rd year. Anderson in his 18th overall here at Pembroke. Ball played along the far side of the pitch over the touchline will be thrown on in. Pembroke battling down near the corner. And will eventually run over the touchline again for another Francis Marion throw. Potential first opportunity of the game here. Played into the box off the top of a head, and now battled right in the middle of the box. Francis Marion comes up with it. 2 defenders close in for Pembroke. A shot from way outside. Will curve a little bit far left. No need for Gina Ryan to get a paw to it. And the first shot of the game goes wide.
Well, Sam, and UNCP's win earlier this week, back on Monday, the victory over Converse, was a shutout for Gina Ryan, but she had to work for it. A lot of shots in that match for Converse, and she made some excellent saves. That time it was a little bit wide, but Ryan likely have her hands full once again against a very aggressive Francis Marion squad.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Ryan was forced into 7 saves as she was able to pitch the shutout for UNCP, a 5-0 victory in non-conference action. So the ball played straight out of bounds for Carly Rochelle, and Francis Marion will toss it back on into play.
Sometimes with shutouts, the keeper gets the shutout, right? But it's not like he or she had to work that hard for it. You know, sometimes they'll just kind of be standing in goal while the action's on the other end of the pitch. But she worked for it and earned it, and that was her 22nd of her career, so she's earned many of them. It's certainly no fluke.
Straight off the shin pad and out of play right next to the stands of Stacy Scott, coming off of her first career hat trick last time out. She's got 5 goals in her past 2 games, playing really well here for Pembroke. And straight off the boot of Caroline Unking and out of play. A couple of throws early on here for Francis Marion. They've controlled the ball here in the first couple of minutes. Just about 3 minutes into this one. Peach Belt Conference action. Played through, but nobody there. Sierra Cartano looking to find somebody with the through ball, but nobody on the other end. And Pembroke will try and battle out of their own half for the first time. Stacy Scott really strong with it, but the touch heavy. Francis Marion back on it. Capra tries to clear, but the Braves fall back on it. Pittman trying to play it off the inside of her foot. Bad pass intercepted. And Francis Marion back the other way. Far side of the field. Braves wearing the home white unis. Francis Marion rode navy blue with the white stripe across the chest. Nice interception there for UNCP, but the ball can't be played on and through by Christina Rolfs. Little battle in the midfield. Rolfs able to deflect it, but Francis Marion falls back on it. They'll play it deep back into their own half again, try and settle things down. Starting in net as always for the Braves, Gina Ryan, matching up against Rachel Hennenkamp, a freshman, having a fine campaign, 70% saves, or 70% save percentage, 2.49 goals allowed per match. It's over the head of a Francis Marion player. The Braves will reboot here, try and counter, but a poor touch. And straight over the touchline, throw to Francis Marion.
Well, it's still early in the match, and we've got an awesome crowd on hand here for Military Appreciation Night.
Ball played through, but the flag's up. Some feet get tangled. And nothing doing there for Carly Rochelle early on. Or actually, excuse me, that was Bree Mason trying to play it on through. The three forwards for the Braves here. Stacy Scott, Bree Mason, and Alexis Pittman. 4-3-3 for Lars Anderson. And here's Pittman with the ball. Gets tangled in the feet of Capra, but Pittman back on it, taking her time, has a little space to work with. Lays it off for Christina Stevenson. Tried to boot it on through, and a nice deflection there for the Braves. Carly Rochelle falls on it, plays it through for Stacy Scott, but a little bit of a heavy touch, takes the shot. Weak roller straight into the midst of Hennenkamp, tested for the first time this game.
Well, Sam, the reason I brought up the crowd, of course, still early in the match, so still time for people to come out. It's the bleachers are getting pretty full, so you're going to want to come out here, an opportunity for you to bid on some shirts. Of course, it benefits the Military Appreciation Night. You can get your tickets as well. There's a very exciting scene here, of course, overall during homecoming week, but particularly at this match as well.
Yeah, we saw a nice crowd last night during the volleyball match for UNCP, one of the biggest turnouts we'd seen all season long, and now an opportunity for Francis Marion. Good footwork, a shot from way outside, straight into the arms of the waiting Gina Ryan. Has her first shot on goal, first save. As from end to end we go, one save for Hennenkamp, one save for Ryan. And although it was a relatively strong shot straight into the arms of Ryan, Francis Marion's going to have to do a little bit better if they want to test one of the top keepers in the Peach Belt. Now a chance here for the Braves, shot straight into the gloves of Hennenkamp. Good flow of action here. Hennenkamp, tested just moments ago, once again has to parry a close shot. And the Braves offense looks like it might be starting to kick into high gear.
Yeah, you mentioned that Hennenkamp tested on that last shot. You get the sense here she's going to be tested all match. UNCP has had some fantastic opportunities near or in the box early on.
Scott plays it out wide for Pittman. Braves rushing upfield. We'll see what Pittman tries to do here. It's straight off the shin pad of a defender, out of play. It'll be a throw-in right next to the corner flag.
And, you know, like a broken record, we talk about it every broadcast. If you have not seen this UNCP soccer team live, you're going to want to. Even if you're not a huge soccer fan, they are very exciting to watch. It is constant action. The Braves are aggressive. It's obviously a very good team, but also an entertaining brand of soccer. So that's just my match-by-match plug once again for the Braves soccer style of play.
Throw in for Pittman, tries to play it in on a cross, but off the defender. And we'll have our first corner of the match here. UNCP will get on it. Christina Rolfs will play it in for the Braves. Right-footed player will play it outswinger here. Braves rush into the box. 2 players on the near and far posts for Francis Marion. Ball lofted high in, not a very good corner kick for Rolf, straight over the net, out of play, and no attempt for the Braves off the corner. Henenkamp, the goalie, will play it back in, a freshman, and this is a Francis Marion squad laden with them. Just one senior, or one junior rather, I should say, in the starting lineup. No seniors in the starting lineup, just one junior, everybody else a freshman or a sophomore. So for this team to be 5-6-1 on the season, 2-4 in the Peach Belt, relatively impressive. And it just gives them more room for growth as the years go on, even as the season goes on. Far side runs out of play. The flag's going to wave the way of UNCP. They'll forge ahead in Francis Marion's final third. Throw in goes to Stacy Scott, battling some defenders, plays it into the box, tries to get it to Pittman across the field. She races to it before it falls out of play. Now into the box, left-footed strike off the head of a defender, and it falls back to Pittman, dispossessed, blocks it in the box. A little slide tackle back on the feet of a Francis Marion defender and out. And Capra will try and play it forward once more. The pass, though, intercepted by Unking. She tries to play it forward, though. Francis Marion back on it. Will just clear their lines all the way back to the Braves. Braves being mightily aggressive here now that they've kind of found their footing. They try to do that there. Nearly a nice flick on to try and get Bree Mason going, but deflected. Now a lofted ball falls onto Stacy Scott. Plays it back. Now wide for Pittman. Poor pass, though. And Francis Marion will clear over the head of Unking. She'll be chased down by Rihanna Orello. The Braves once again able to play it forward, get on the attack. Stacy Scott tries to loft it for Pittman, but straight off the boot of a Francis Marion defender and on one hop into the gloves of Henenkamp. Off the head of Rolfs. Rochelle battling forward in the midfield, can't win it. Francis Marion back on it. To the near side now. Played forward by Hall, but can't get anybody on the receiving end. Now back to Pembroke. Pittman plays it back to Stevenson. Patrolling the midfield, waiting for a pass to open up. Nice little through ball to the far side. Line drive played through off the head of a defender. Nearly would have been a nice ball for Bree Mason, but not to be. Now Francis Marion trying to formulate an attack. It feels like they've been on their back heels for a little bit here for the past couple of minutes. UNCP has controlled the run of play, and a foul there on Francis Marion. First foul we've seen in this game.
Yeah, a lot of fouls on Monday with Converse. That was a very physical match, and UNCP tends to kind of frustrate opponents. As the match progresses, you start to see more and more fouls. Things get a little bit more chippy, and it's been pretty clean early, but expect more of the same here as this one goes on.
Braves will send everybody forward here for the free kick. Played in deep. Stevenson backpedaling, tries for the header over her head, though, and Francis Marion a chance for a counterattack. But that counterattack's going to be foiled. The touch there for the Patriots a little bit heavy out towards the far side. They do get it finally out of their own half, but the pass is intercepted. Stacy Scott with it, trying to battle off 2 defenders. Lays it on ahead for Bree Mason. The flag goes up, and then that ball got over the touchline. Just about 13 minutes gone here from the campus of UNC Pembroke. Francis Marion and UNCP in some Peach Belt Conference action. Braves coming off of a 15-5-1 campaign, now 6-4 on the season, 3-3 in the Peach Belt. Scoreless through the first 13 minutes or so. Braves having the majority of the opportunities thus far, keeping the pressure up high on Francis Marion. deflects off the boot, but straight to UNCP. Could have been dangerous there back in their own third. Forward for Scott, lays it off. Rochelle with it, but it runs over the line into the dugout for Francis Marion. Or Rolfs, excuse me, with it. Runs over the touchline. And Francis Marion a throw, but a high-flying hitter gets Pembroke the ball back. Nice challenge. Francis Marion back on it. Challenge in the midfield here. Line drive played in, but denied by the Pembroke wall of defense. An errant ball will run all the way back for a goal kick. We saw for a few minutes UNCP have a really organized attack, but for the most part outside of that, Francis Marion, or UNCP for that matter, has been able to have a sustained run of play here in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, both teams are pretty aggressive, but it's still a little disjointed. I think early on, teams not finding their groove quite yet, but the aggression's there. Still an exciting brand of soccer so far, but you're right, not a lot of smooth offense from either side.
And if you think back to Monday, UNCP thrives on that disjointed style of play, especially when they're the aggressors. They got a couple of different goals back on Monday that, it was just a weird play, a broken play, if you will, they were able to fall on the good side of.
Now, if you make a mistake against UNCP, I mean, they tend to take advantage. So that is a dangerous situation. You constantly hold your breath against the Braves if you're a Francis Marion fan, if the Patriots do make a mistake. But early on, you got to give Francis Marion a lot of credit. UNCP doesn't look totally comfortable.
Able to get a boot in there for UNCP. Stacy Scott with it, right-footed strike, but right on target. The goalkeeper, Hennenkamp, had a nice little curve to it, but straight into the waiting goalkeeper's hands. Stacy Scott getting aggressive with a shot from outside the box.
That's not just a right-footed strike. That's a strike off the foot of a red-hot Stacy Scott with the way she's been scoring as of late.
Rolf's able to get on the ball, plays a nice ball through. We'll see if anything can come here for UNCP on the far side. They have numbers forward, played into the box for Scott, but she can't get her head to it. Defender gets in the way. Attempted strike on net, gets off the head of Stacy Scott and towards goal, but wide. Bree Mason creating a nice little bit of offense there for a freshman. UNCP, a relatively senior squad, having players that are upperclassmen lead the way, but Bree Mason, a freshman, having a very fine season. 2 goals, 3 assists out of Morehead City, North Carolina. Has started all 10 matches for the Braves this season.
That's the thing about Lars Anderson's squads, is he has the upperclassmen that are experience and constants for the team, and then he has freshmen that he kind of mixes in. You think back to last year with Alexis Pittman, the impact she had, and she's having, of course, a big impact this year as well, but to come right out of high school and not just contribute, but contribute on a Peach Belt title contender shows these quality of players that Anderson and assistant coach Brittany Padilla are recruiting.
Yeah, you look at, players on the team, Maya Grimes, another freshman that's contributed mightily, 1 goal, 4 assists for her. He's played in 10 games, 7 of them starts as well. So Lars Anderson, he's talked about this in a couple of interviews as well. He likes to have a good amount of depth in terms of players that he can lean on to score some goals. It's great having Stacy Scott now tied for 5th all-time in goals in the UNCP program, but it'd be a lot nicer for him if he has, a couple of different players that he can turn to. Nice instincts there by Gina Ryan to get off her line and corral that ball. She'll be able to take her time, allow UNCP to regroup after the Francis Marion attack.
Yeah, especially in the sport of soccer. I mean, it's just so unpredictable. You never know who you're going to need to lean on. You think about Stacy Scott, injured last week. Jillian Robson, the senior, steps up with 3 goals so far this year. Actually, 4 goals now. She scored on Monday. And she's a player that was, of course, expected to be an impact this year, but maybe not 4 goals. So you talk about that depth, whether it's a freshman or a senior, Braves have weapons all over the field.
Yoon King throws it in for Scott, who heads it along. Pretty tight collision there between Yoon King and Megan Mizuraka. The foul goes the way of the Patriots. First foul called on the Braves here in this one. Patriots will play it deep and forward. McEwing lobs it in. Braves get to it first, and they'll be able to play it forward for Scott, but the ball's just over her head, nearly mishandled for the Patriots. But on the clearance, the Braves able to get right back on it. Stevenson with it. Tries to play it deep for Pittman, but Pittman was headed the other way, still racing after it. And with that hustle, is able to force it out of play on the clearance. So a nice job there for Alexis Pittman. Even though she doesn't get to it, that hustle at least provides enough pressure to force the ball out of play, lets the Braves get back on it, and their opposing team's third. Yoon King the throw in, Scott with it. Right by the flag, challenge, ball's gonna run out of play, and that's the second corner of the match for UNCP.
And you mentioned the hustle of Pittman. That's what it all is rooted in, is head coach Lars Anderson always stressing to his team and discussing how much pride they take in their fitness level and how hard they work all 90 minutes. It sounds like a cliche, but we saw it in that last play, and now they have a corner situation.
Rolfs will feed it in again on her first corner. She sent it straight out of play over the net. So hoping for better service here. It is better. Somebody gets ahead to it, but it's wide. Not quite sure who rose up to meet it. But the shot doesn't meet the service and will stay scoreless about 20 minutes in. Goal kick for Hennenkamp, a four-year starter out of Wakefield High School. Had 23 shutouts in her 53 career matches there. So far, a shutout holds for both sides. Francis Marion coming into this game had their four-match unbeaten run snapped against Clayton State. They had been 3-0-1, shot from way outside, but straight into the waiting hands of Hennenkamp. Though the Braves have had a couple of opportunities here in this match, they haven't really challenged Hennenkamp yet into a really decisive save. Off the head, Stacy Scott racing for it, can't get to it, but it's played straight out for Francis Marion. UNCP in possession, looking for the finish in the final third. Played out wide for Pittman or Stevenson. Stevenson's the one who gets there. A little bit too much power with the right foot, straight out of play for a goal kick.
Well, frankly, Francis Marion has not been a great defensive team this year. I mean, teams are scoring on it. They're averaging about 2.6 goals per game. UNCP averaging just over 2 per game. But early on, the Patriots, yes, UNCP is getting shots, but not a lot of great looks besides the first 5 minutes or so of this match.
Scott with it, plays it for Rolfs, racing forward. She'll head towards the far corner, now into the box, but a strong boot sends it straight out, and it's going to be a throw-in for UNCP. Into the box now, Scott posting up, plays it across in front. Pittman can't get a foot to it though, it rolls to Hennenkamp. Nice little idea there. We saw a goal of that nature back on Monday after a corner kick. Somebody was able to play it in and it deflected in off of Scott. But here, no such luck for the Braves. Off the header, it's gonna roll to Ryan, able to pick it up. 9 early shots for the Braves. 5 for Francis Marion. Francis Marion on the attack for the through ball. Not found, but able to fall back on it into the box now. Nobody gets to it. It'll trickle along, couple of players racing for it, but Gina Ryan, the goalkeeper, gets there first.
Sam, might I add, not to be a weatherman here, but it is a perfect night, in my opinion. I mean, to some, it depends on who you talk to. We've had a discussion with some people in our office here, native Carolinians, about how it's sweatshirt weather. I think it's perfect, but it is certainly getting chillier. We're getting into fall weather, and I am loving it.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful here right now. A little bit of a later start tonight at 7:30. And is provided for the lights to be on in full force here at the pitch. And the Braves looking to win under the lights. Scoreless right now, about 25 minutes in, but King with it. Plays it forward for Alexis Pittman. Taking on her defender onto the left foot. Plays it across the box. Able to get it to Bree Mason, but underneath of it sends it well wide over the netting and into the swamp. Back behind the visiting goal.
That's the first swamp ball I've seen this year. Just a bit high.
I feel for the poor person who's going to have to go retrieve
Right.
that.
Somebody get a canoe. Got the swim trunks at least.
Goal kick, nice touch there for Abigail Williams to keep on it, but dispossessed. Now Rolfs take a left-footed strike, not even close, and out of play. Braves are going for the high volume of shot here. Quantity over quality for right now. A few of the chances have still been nice to come by, but for right now, they're just trying to challenge Hennenkamp as much as they can, see if they can't squeak something in.
Well, it makes sense when you challenge a freshman keeper, but she's passed so far, and her defense has helped her out, but you got to give her credit coming to play here on the road.
Francis Marion trying to push it forward. King able to get to it and clear it. Pittman can't stay with the ball, though, and racing forward here is McEwing. Dispossessed. It'll roll back towards the far line for UNCP, and as they try to clear, it's deflected back over for a goal kick. And we'll get a substitution here now as well. Francis Marion going to the bench. Exiting is McElroy for Francis Marion. Coming in, Sarah Mall, the sophomore. Mall, 1 goal on the season. Started last year for the Patriots. Now Stacy Scott looking to make something happen. Passes it off for Bree Mason into the box with the outside of her foot. But rolling straight to Hennenkamp. Battle in the midfield. Rochelle wins the ball back. Nice little between the feet move there for Stevenson, and now played forward along for Bree Mason on the far side, putting on some moves on her defender. Gets it away. It'll fall all the way to Stacy Scott. Turns and burns, headed into the box. Right-footed strike across the goal mouth off the hand of the keeper.
Wow. Still a spectacular play start to finish, starting with Bree Mason. And then Scott put on the burners. That was most exciting non-goal you'll see.
Stacey Scott with a beautiful strike there. Enough spin on it to nearly get it out of the reach of Hennenkamp. But from that angle, I'm not sure she could have done much better without putting it in the back of the net. It'll be the 3rd corner of the match for the Braves. Rolf sends it in. Decoteau tries to jump for it, can't get to it. Braves battle for it, but a miscommunication between Rolfs and it looked like it was Mason on who was going to go for that one. Ends in Francis Marion being able to clear it over the lines, a throw-in for the Braves. In the far corner, Pittman dispossessed, ball off the flag. And that's going to be ruled a goal kick against the Braves. Pittman trying to get a little fancy with it as it rolls straight out of play, and the attack over for UNCP. Header one for the Braves, but the ball won't stay in play long enough for them to put something together. Straight out for Francis Marion. Into the box for Pittman. A little bit of a loose touch, cleared with a strong foot. And back out in front of the dugout. It'll be off a UNCP defender. So a throw in for the Patriots. Still not in a scoreless draw for now. Nothing. Approaching the 30-minute mark of this first half. So instead of a throw-in, it's actually be a free kick on the foul on the Braves. High into the air, and a second consecutive foul is going to be called. Or it's actually going to be a throw-in this time.
I would have guessed that was the foul for sure.
Yeah, getting high into the air off the back of a Francis Marion player, but it runs out of play for them anyways. They'll throw it on in. First time they've been in Pembroke's half in a little bit of time. They'll give the ball straight up off the throw. Braves will let it roll behind for a goal kick, try and regroup. 13 shots in this one for the Braves, just 2 for Francis Marion. And outside of the score, that's about all you need to know. Francis Marion has not really been on the attack so far. Not exactly playing for a draw, but playing conservatively, allowing the game to come to them, letting the Braves move up the pitch as they are right here. Tried to play through for Bree Mason. She gets on the other end, but can't make one more defender miss. A nice stop there for Francis Marion. Otherwise, Mason was in on goal. The Braves right back with it. Pittman out wide to Stacy Scott. Plays it through for Pittman. Tries to cross it off the feet of her defender and over the line for a goal kick. Rolfs can't win the header. It'll bounce along. Coming up strong is Descouteaux, able to win the ball back. Battling with a Francis Marion player. Pushed to the ground. Whistle blows. And a foul. Great job by Descouteaux. Coming far from her defensive third to win that ball and set up a potential attacking opportunity for the Braves. Played into the box. Headed away. Patriots can try and counter here. Ball rolling for Kylie Barr. Played back for the Patriots. They give it straight away to UNCP though. Braves taking their time. Straight off of Patriots player and back towards the UNCP dugout. Slide tackle. Sends a Braves player flying. Ball out of play, though, off of the Patriots. A throw-in for UNCP.
Well, first half's winding down. You kind of get the feeling here it's a matter of time before UNCP is going to find the net. But sometimes you can go 90 minutes with that feeling. So who knows what's going to happen at this point as the Braves continue to be on the attack. But obviously a little bit of luck is required.
Yeah,
Braves haven't found that yet.
You can only have so many opportunities and chances for the ball in the back of the net. The Braves really haven't had one clear opportunity where you say, man, they missed that one. But at the same time, you take so many shots, you start to expect something to fall your way. It can get a touch frustrating considering how Francis Marion's defense has been very bend but don't break to this point.
Start to see some more fouls. We'll see if UNCP gets a little frustrated or sticks to the plan here.
Gauthier comes in for Cartano now for Francis Marion with about 12:25 left to go here in the first half. Nice move for Bree Mason, tries to cross it in with the left foot, but deflects off a Francis Marion defender, and the Patriots back the other way, trying to play it forward for Barr. But nice defense by Brianna Descouteaux, loses the ball, still pressing forward, trying to win it back. Patriots will send it forward off the head of Stevenson, rolling out of play. That's where it's going to go, right in front of Stacy Scott. And another change here for Francis Marion. Checking out is Orello for the Patriots. Coming in her stead, Christina Rice, freshman with 3 goals on the season. A little bit more of an offensive-minded substitution here for head coach Lindsey Morgan. Far side of the pitch, Braves able to steal it back. Yoon King sends it deep, nobody there. Braves pressing up on the field and a straight giveaway here to UNCP. Pittman with it. Rochelle pressing forward, goes to Rochelle. Her touch just a little heavy. Francis Marion back on it, clear it deep. Able to keep it in play on the far side. Don't have numbers here. Descouteaux intercepts the pass. Patriot on her back, loses the ball. Good job for Francis Marion. They press on ahead, cross into the box. Nobody on the receiving end, and on one hop, Ryan off her line, able to corral it.
Well, we haven't talked about it a lot, but the UNCP undefeated at home this year, have not allowed a goal, and we're seeing some more excellent defense here today from the Braves. But just wanted to bring that up because you got to give Francis Marion credit. This has been a pretty even match. Yes, UNCP has had the ball primarily on their half of the field and in possession, but Patriots are on the offensive now and playing well as the Road Warriors.
Patriots again on the attack, but a nice header away for UNCP. Ball stays with the Patriots, though, and a lofted ball through with nobody on the receiving end, runs out of play for another goal kick. Headed along for Scott. With a left foot, tries to play it through for Jillian Robson, but it's intercepted. Patriots back the other way. On the far side, nice move. Dispossessed though, nice job by Descouteaux to get a boot in. Robson plays it off for Noggin. Now forward to Pittman, can't get there. And it falls straight back to Francis Marion. Williams plays it forward. Descouteaux, another interception with the left foot. Just pokes it straight out of play for a throw-in. Coming up on about 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Haven't had a real threat on goal in a little bit of time here. The Braves offense has been held in neutral for about the past 20 minutes or so. Patriots forward, right-footed strike, well outside of the post. No challenge there for Gina Ryan on the attempt from Francis Marion. Brooke Kennedy chance here for the Patriots to counter. but Scott trying to lay it back, didn't put enough on, able to get back to it for Rolfs. Plays it forward for Pittman, coming out of her net. Hennencamp nearly collides with the Braves racing on in. Carly Rochelle being aggressive here, trying to get up the pitch. Ball takes one hop and straight to Caroline Yunking. Onto the feet of Rochelle. Plays it forward for Stevenson, out wide now for Robson. Patriots get in the way though, deflect the pass. Now a through ball, racing for it, and knocked just out of play. Katie Ryan able to get a foot to it to push it out of play. Now the Patriots on the attack still. Big windup and a swing and a miss on a nice challenge by DeCouteau. The Patriots, or the Braves now rather, the other way. Robson forward for Scott. Will hug the sideline before falling out of play. And a throw in for Francis Marion coming up on 6 minutes to go in the half. Ryan in on the challenge, able to gain possession, plays it forward for Scott. Now ahead for Pittman, nice challenge though for Francis Marion and Anna Capra, the freshman. Patriots trying to push it forward, lofted ball in, falls to Francis Marion. Crossed in, heavy touch. A little bit too much on it. The Braves able to clear the line out of play. Garnett with it. Their pass straight intercepted. And the Braves push forward again. Scott holding up play. Turns and now turns on the burners. Two defenders on her, still racing forward. Pittman in front of her, heavy touch, dispossessed.
Well, Francis Marion fans that have made the pretty easy trip here to Pembroke are starting to make some noise. They feel like the Patriots have control, have momentum right now, and I would tend to agree. They seem to be playing more confident, more intentional here the last few minutes.
Really worst case scenario for UNCP at this point, with Scott being dispossessed there, is letting in a late goal here in this first half for how well that they've played here in the first half. You don't want to head into halftime down one goal when you really feel like that you've held the edge for the majority of the first half, but Francis Marion trying to really level the playing field here, and they've done a good job in the past 20 minutes to try and wrestle back control of this game. Out wide for Pittman. Defender on her back. Gets to it, squares up. Forward, a little bit of a heavy touch though for the Braves and Rochelle. Pittman back with it. Loses the ball and the Patriots venture back the other way. Stevenson on defense. Forward for Francis Marion. DeCouteau gets to the long ball before anybody else can. Plays it wide for Robson. Pass intercepted though, and the Patriots back at it. Right in front of the UNCP dugout. Robson, the interception, just boots it deep and away. No chance for Stacy Scott to get anywhere near it. The Patriots will play it all the way back to Hennencamp. Sends it forward, but Rolfs gets a boot to it. Falls to Rochelle. To Pittman on the near side. Deeks back into the middle, but dispossessed. Nice jog by Anna Capra. The Patriots back the other way. There's one player forward for Francis Marion, and DeCouteau gets a foot to it and kicks it out of play. Probably didn't realize the numbers the Braves had compared to the Patriots there. Just one player forward for Francis Marion. Dekuto had 2 to her left. You never want to pass the ball in front of your own net, albeit.
It's also hard to beat UNCP over the top in general. I mean, even if you feel like you have a step, they are just so athletic, so much speed all over the field that it's hard to beat the Braves. You better have a great opportunity.
Nearly intercepted for UNCP. They'll be able to get it right back. Robson forward for Scott. Holding up play. 3 defenders on him, but cut straight through them to Stevenson. Racing forward, still nobody pressing on top of her. Plays it into the box for Pittman, just can't get there. Pulled down. Ref signals no penalty. I don't think Pittman had a chance to get her foot to it. So her being pulled down by the time the ball was in the hands of Hennenkamp didn't really matter. But don't tell that to the Braves fans. They wanted a penalty. Coming up on a minute and a half to go here in the first half. Still scoreless. Braves and Francis Marion. Potentially one last push for UNCP, but Pittman loses the ball between her feet. On to Yoon King's head. Played deep by Barr, but intercepted for UNCP. Rolf's in the midfield. Ball just with a little bit too much juice on it, can't get to it. And the Patriots give it right back, though. Dekuto will play it out of touch. And with 1 minute to go, Patriots in possession, looking for maybe a late first goal here in the first half.
Tell you what, Sam, this is stressful for Braves fans. Obviously wanting this home win over a team they feel like they're better than, but we're being treated here in homecoming week. This is a heck of a match. They got everybody on the edge of their seat.
Into the box, headed away, nearly pulled down for UNCP. Patriots with it, but booted away. Good defense there for the Braves with 20 seconds left. It was nearly that very scary late go-ahead goal here in the first half for Francis Marion. It looks like with 10 seconds to go, throw into the box, headed away. Braves will just boot it high into the air onto Pittman's feet. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, runs out the clock, and that'll wrap up the first half here from Pembroke.
And now everyone's rushing out of the stands to get their free shirts.
Nothing gets people going like a free shirt.
That's right.
I'll tell you what.
It's a mad dash. What a match, though.
Oh, man, what a first half it's been. Braves dominating in possession as well as shots on goal, but nothing to show for it. Francis Marion's defense playing stiff. And we'll be back with the second half in just a little bit. You've been watching UNCP soccer. We're all square at nada after one half of play. We'll be back with the second half in about 15 minutes. So glad you could join us. You're watching UNCP soccer here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Welcome back. We got second half soccer action here from the campus of the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, alongside Chris Clayton, Sam Jelinek here to bring it to you. Despite no goals in the first half, we sure had an exciting first 45 minutes of action here between the Braves and the Patriots. UNCP outshot Francis Marion by quite a large margin in the first half, 13 shots to 5, 6 on net compared to just 1, but 6 saves for Francis Marion goalkeeper Rachel Hennenkamp. She rose to the challenge of the UNCP Braves. On the other hand, Gina Ryan forced into just 1 save. Stacy Scott, who has scored 5 goals in the past 2 games, had actually picked up 4 shots there in the first half, but nothing to show for it. Bree Mason had 3 as well. So we'll see what's in store here for the second half. If it's anything like the first half, should be an exciting finish.
Absolutely. It has been a very entertaining match. A great crowd on hand taking it in, and obviously UNCP fans hoping the Braves can make a breakthrough, but certainly been a fun one to watch.
Francis Marion initially on the attack here to start the second half. Far side of the field, played into the middle, but wide of the net, and it'll run out of play for a goal kick. So immediately seeing Francis Marion push up the pitch a little bit more than what we saw in the first half.
Especially early. Francis Marion was kind of methodical, conservative early. They got a little bit more comfortable, and as the half really progressed, especially the final 10 minutes or so, the Patriots were on the attack. So feels like Francis Marion has gotten a lot more comfortable, and UNCP should be wary.
Ball bouncing around at midfield, falls to Francis Marion. Try and set something up here. They'll return it back to their own half. Into the middle, intercepted for UNCP, a chance for their first attack of the second half. Here to the near side. That's Bree Mason taking on her defender, cuts into the middle of the field, as Alexis Pittman to her left, tries to play it to her right to Stacy Scott, but it deflects out wide where Carly Rochelle falls on it, and her and Stacy Scott not on the same page with the through ball, easily picked up for Rachel Hennenkamp.
Well, if the Braves do make a breakthrough and get into the back of the net, I'd be shocked if it was anywhere near the 5 goals they scored on Monday. A lot different situation here.
And we saw in that game against Converse, the Braves were able to score within 60 seconds on this one. Francis Marion trying to set something up, but some good defense there for Caroline Yoonking. Runs it straight out of play, though. Able to intercept it. Braves back with it, straight into the dugout for Francis Marion off a player. Hopefully no intent there for UNCP, but Francis Marion pushes forward. Straight onto the boot for UNCP. Katie Ryan will play it forward. Nice ball for Bree Mason. She tracks it down. Alexis Pittman in the middle. Mason holds up, cuts to her right. Now plays it into the middle. Nobody there, though. Off the head and straight back to Mason. Pops it up again. Francis Marion able to clear their lines, though. So it falls here to the near side for Kylie Barr. Played forward for Kylie McElroy. The whistle blows. Down goes Brianna DeCouteau. Referee gives a little bit of a talking to McElroy. It'll be a free kick for UNCP.
Francis Marion's fans don't like the call on that one. A lot of contact. Patriots fans thought it should have gone the other way.
So played in by Katie Ryan, high lofted ball. Stevenson heads it along, falls to Stacy Scott, dispossessed in the box, trying to win it back, shoulders off the defender, now back with it, plays it out wide into the box, right on net and over top of the net.
Wow.
Carly Rochelle with the shot there. Not exactly a very good angle, but that's kind of been most of the opportunities for the Braves in this game, just whipping it on net, seeing what can happen.
Yeah. I would You said not really a good angle. I would raise you see a bad angle. And she still had a decent opportunity there. Some in the stands here thought that it went in. And likely some on the stream as well.
Rolfs heads it forward for Pittman. But a nice box out there. And Henenkamp able to race off her line and pick it up. So Braves to start the second half, much like the first. Getting forward, forcing some shots. High, lofted into the air. Poor touch, though, for Bree Mason. Wins it back immediately. 2 defenders on her, racing down the sideline. Loses the ball. Pittman can't win it back. And Francis Marion might have something cooking here, but some nice defense for Katie Ryan. Able to step right in front of Kylie Barr. Send it out of play to stop the run. Francis Marion still with it, though. Dispossessed by Mason, but it falls straight to Carly Gauthier. And all the way back for Francis Marion to regroup the troops.
Feel the energy rising here at Lumbee River AMC Stadium. This is a tense final 40.
Pittman gets her head to it, but Mason trying to flick it with her back heel. Can't connect, and Katie Ryan will keep this in play for a moment before it runs out. Picks it up, throws it into Pittman. Turns and burns down the sideline, beats her defender. Garnett on her. Eventually the two go tumbling away. So the ball runs out of play.
I mentioned the athleticism and speed earlier for UNCP. You got a great look at that here on the UNCP Sports Network. Alexis Pittman's so hard to guard, even in a one-on-one situation, turning it on down the sideline.
Into the box for Pittman. Hits it straight off her defender. Battle right outside of the box. Braves trying to win it. Feet tangled up, but finally the whistle blows. Christina Rolfs had her feet in there pretty good on the slide tackle. Francis Marion will play it forward and straight out of play. Looking for Kylie Barr there at midfield. Throw in from Ryan all the way to Pittman. Into the middle there, ball ping-pongs around for a moment. Rolfs gets a boot to it. Pittman back on it. Trying to turn on her defender, and his shoulder down. Whistle blows. It'll be a free kick for the Braves.
As you can hear, tense here at Lumbee River EMC Stadium. Hopefully that's translating on the stream. Barmy Army here in effect. Great crowd. Got to give a shout out to Ed Owen, part of the Barmy Army. He's watching internationally. That's the beauty of the UNCP Sports Network. You can watch from anywhere.
Ball into the box. Good service. Falls to Pittman. High into the air. Header deflected. Still being batted around, but finally cleared for Francis Marion. A dangerous little set piece there for the Braves. Nice service. Nearly a finish, but we'll stay scoreless. We've gone international, baby. Alexis Pittman with it just outside of the box. Plays it back. Down the sideline, looking for the cross. Low liner in. Nobody can get on it, though. Coming back out of the box as Rolfs plays it back for Ryan. Looking to loft it in. Does so on net, but straight to Henenkamp. Not troubled at all.
You can see the body language of Ryan. She was thinking, should I take a shot at this? Hey, let's do it. And it was a decent shot, but it obviously dipped down in Henenkamp. Perfect position.
Emma Hall battling for it against Yoon-King. The two collide. Ball rolls forward. Yoon-King able to get to it. Lofts it ahead for Pittman off the top of her noggin. Plays it to herself. Takes the shot, but straight at Henenkamp. That's been the story of the night for the Braves. A couple of opportunities, but not forcing Henenkamp to her right or left.
Right, those are opportunities, but the shots are not normally with the precision or accuracy that we would see from the Braves players.
Stevenson tries to play it forward, but it's deflected straight to Kylie Barr, who plays it on. Rough slide tackle from Rolfs. No whistle, though. On to Mason, just a little heavy. Battling for it, tries to win it back. Tumbles, falls, ball's out of play, and it'll go the way of the Braves. And you had talked about this earlier in the match. The Braves tend to frustrate opposing players, and as opposing teams, and as we've seen here, things get a little bit more physical, a little bit more chippy. Alexis Pittman dispossessed, but falls straight to Christina Rolfs. Left foot into the box. Nobody can get to it. Stacy Scott pushed down her defender. No whistle, though.
You mentioned the Patriots' frustration, but at the same time, I think UNCP also a little frustrated themselves because they have missed some opportunities. They have had so many shots, and it's been nothing doing so far. So the frustration's kind of mutual. That's why we're seeing more physicality, some more fouls.
Off of Scott's head, it'll run towards the sideline. Francis Marion able to get to it. Yoon King gets a boot on it, but still battling for it, wins it, and sends it straight out of play. Goalless here about 10 minutes into the second half. Nothing. Francis Marion and UNC Pembroke in a Peach Belt Conference matchup. Braves will play again later this week on Saturday at Georgia College, one of the top teams in the region. Braves able to win the battle, played forward for Rolfs, but just a little bit too heavy. And Francis Marion back the other way, intercepted though by Yoon King. On to Rochelle, out wide to Stacy Scott. Squares up her defender, flicks it forward, races to it. Ball on the ground into Pittman in the box, but can't win it. And Francis Marion once more will try and get something going. Good defense by the Braves. Stevenson able to win the ball. Turns upfield, has Bree Mason in front of her to her left. Pittman to her right. Forward for Mason. Slides able to kick it into the box. A second effort at it, and it's wide from a pretty poor angle.
Yeah, that might have been Mason, a freshman, being a little overzealous. Obviously the Braves, when you get in the box there, you're thinking, okay, we got to cash in. We got to take advantage of this opportunity. And sometimes you can take an ill-advised shot like the one we saw there and earlier from Carly Rochelle as well.
Yeah, a second touch there might have been better advised as Rolfs bangs into the back of her defender, trying to win the header. Francis Marion sticks with it, though. Rolfs trying to track it down, just barely can't get there, and it's forward ahead for Faith Allen, trying to win it and forces De Couteau to play it over the line for a throw-in. Barr on a couple of hops, throws it in, gets it served back to her, into the box. Ryan racing forward, able to get there before Francis Marion can get ahead to it. Looked like that was Rihanna Orello trying to get on the other end of it. The Braves quickly back the other way. Bree Mason here on the near corner, cuts to the inside, tries with the right foot, falls to Pittman, but barely able to get a boot to it before she can send it on net. Francis Marion able to clear just barely, and it'll be a corner.
Oh, that's a heck of a slide tackle. That was a great slide tackle there by Francis Marion to get rid of that ball, because that was a huge opportunity for the Braves.
Rolfs will send in the corner. Will be the fourth corner of the game for UNCP. Nothing has come of them so far. Right foot in swinger, good service. Francis Marion able to head it away. Stacy Scott wins it back, gets her feet tangled up, back out wide to Rolfs. Tries to play it back in, deflected. It'll roll all the way back to Katie Ryan, who tries to play it forward for Rolfs, but Francis Marion intercepts back on it, and they'll play it over the line for a throw-in. Pembroke pushing up the field. Ryan with the throw-in. About 15 minutes gone here in the second half. Flicked into the box, but headed away by Francis Marion, and a poor challenge there by Yoon King. Francis Marion on the counterattack. Played forward for Allen, wins the ball all alone in the box. Shot straight at Ryan for an easy save. Best chance we've seen this game for either side. And Allen puts it straight into the paws of Gina Ryan.
Woof. Wow. Huge opportunity for Allen. Not Not hard of a save, though, for Ryan. Not the best foot on the ball there from Faith Allen. We've seen a lot of that from UNCP today as well.
That was the first offensive lapse, really, for either side. Caroline Yuengking with an ill-advised challenge. Tried to go for the ball, couldn't win it, as now Alexis Pittman squaring up with Jessica Garnett, and the ball runs out of play. Throw in for the Braves.
Garnett thought that one went out, but play continued, and the possession continues for the Braves.
So it's actually going to be a foul, or it did run out of play. So Ryan will throw it in. Gets it to Bree Mason.
Ooh.
Mason with a nice move, now into the box. Service for Stacy Scott, a little bit too forward on her. Francis Marion wins the ball back, trying to clear straight off the face of Kylie Barr, and it runs out of play with a nice box out for Ryan. Playing quickly now to straight to Mason, back to Ryan. Forward for Mason, can she track it down? She can, keeps it in play, but deflected out for another throw. "19 shots now for the Braves, 7 for Francis Marion, and neither side has been able to break through. Still knotted at 0. Throw in, ball rolls into the box. Played for Pittman. Defender falls down, takes a right-footed strike, but it curls straight to Hennenkamp. Another easy save. Right idea, but Hennenkamp not challenged. 20th shot of the game for the Braves with still nothing to show for it. Yuengking able to win the ball back. Defender on her back and just plays it straight on ahead, out of play and off the touch of a Francis Marion player, ill-advised, and it will be a Braves throw-in. Luckily that ball was going to run out of play off of Yuengking's kick.
Turned out to be a heck of a play by Yuengking.
Well, Francis Marion wins the ball back immediately, trying to get it forward here. Battling for it here on the near side, Ryan. Her and Kylie Barr going at it, passes it off, forward to Faith Allen. De Couteau there, and she'll kick it straight out of play. And we'll get our first substitution here in the second half. Headed out is Jessica Garnett, who made that nice slide tackle in the box earlier on Alexis Pittman's earlier shot. Coming in her stead is Megan Mizuraka, who started this game. So the ball cleared away by Rolfs, off the head, and a player goes down. Foul called. Rochelle rose high to try and get to it, but is booked for the foul. And a free kick in a potentially dangerous situation. Oh, instead it's going to go the other way now. I'm not sure if everybody was just confused or if the referee changed his mind.
He might have been pointing the wrong direction because the fans, the players, everyone thought that was called against UNCP, but...
So it's a free kick for the Braves. Ryan will boot it long. Forward for Scott on one hop off her chest, plays it off her head and by her defender, takes a shot, ricochets straight down to Hennenkamp. That ball looked like it was knuckling a little bit, deflected, good velo on it. But Hennenkamp again up to the task.
Those wild ricochets can be dangerous for a keeper. When you think you have a line on, it bounces off one of your teammates.
10 saves now for Hennenkamp in net. Really fine performance by the freshman in goal. Tries to get it to Faith Allen there, by her and nearly onto the foot of Kylie Barr. Braves win the ball back, but straight to Francis Marion. Rolf's able to win it. Dispossessed though, she tries to play it forward. Mizuraka racing down the near sideline, has Barr to her right, goes to her. Deflects, Barr stays with it. Her serve is into the box, not good by everybody to the other side. Francis Marion able to keep with it though. Yuengking trying to win the ball back. Ball deflects on net, off the top of the crossbar, and back in play. Nearly our first goal of the game on a deflected pass. And Francis Marion still pushing forward into the box, low, deflected away. And UNCP finally able to clear their lines. Pittman tangled up with Mizuraka. Finally able to win the ball back. Mason with it, plays it long for Stacy Scott. Headed away though, nobody there. Francis Marion will come sweeping in to get that ball. Yunking collides. Ball played forward. Whistle blows, and that'll be a foul.
Wow. It's getting interesting now. Both teams with some great opportunities. A wild ricochet that almost went over the head of Gina Ryan into the net.
It was off of Rihanna Orello. Wasn't exactly pretty, but a low cross into the box deflected off the top of the crossbar and back in play. Long ball off the free kick into the box and cleared away by UNCP by De Couteau. They can try and play ahead here, but way too much mustard on it to try and get it to Pittman from Scott. Rolf's with it. Flicks it ahead to Bree Mason. Near side, squares up her defender. And will play it forward for Alexis Pittman, but too much on it. Pittman does get to it though, wins the ball back somehow. Whistle blows. And that's going to be a free kick from a very dangerous spot for the Braves to try and cross one in. Not many set-piece opportunities in this game for UNCP, and Christine Rolfs will be the one to try and provide the service to put the Braves ahead by one. We're still scoreless. 24 minutes to go here in this one. Rolfs with the right foot, nearly everybody forward for the Braves. Rolfs into the box, little long. Header comes in, doesn't fall to anybody. Finally, Francis Marion attempts to clear. Falls back to UNCP. Wild shot taken there, and nothing showing for the Braves. Looked like that was Haley Stewart trying to wheel and deal on a left-footed strike.
Be interesting to hear the thoughts of head coach Lars Anderson after this match, whatever happens, on whether or not he thinks maybe the Braves have not been quite patient enough in the offensive half of the field overall in this game.
23 shots now for the Braves, 10 of them on net.
And even among those, not a lot of great ones.
Faith Allen with it, beats her defender, still racing ahead, lays it off to Barr into the box, finds an open player, shot, save, beautifully done by Gina Ryan. With the right hand, taps it over the bar to keep this one scoreless.
Phenomenal. One of the best keepers in the Peach Belt on full display.
Had to rise to the occasion to keep this game scoreless and tied, and did so beautifully. First time we've seen either goalkeeper forced into full extension. Got a quick substitution here for Francis Marion prior to the corner. First corner for them, and it's going to end poorly. Straight out of play. Just an absolutely sensational save for Gina Ryan, last year's Peach Belt Conference Tournament Most Valuable Player. Allowed just over half a goal per game last year. This season, just over 1 goal per game allowed. Pittman challenges for it, but it's booted away for Francis Marion. Stewart gets her foot to it and pops it out of play. Emma Hall was the one with the shot for Francis Marion. It forced Gina Ryan into that sensational save. So now the whistle blows. It'll be another corner kick for Francis Marion, their second in just about as many minutes. First corner didn't go very well for Francis Marion. We'll see what they have brewing here in the second. Contact in the box, everybody jostling for position. Good service. Ryan off her line, jumps, can't get to it. Foul called though. Ryan interfered, trying to corral that ball on its way down. It'll be a free kick for UNCP. Free kick for the Braves. Falls straight back to Francis Marion. Flicked ahead for Barr, can't get to it though. Stewart gets there first and sends it away. Straight in for Barr, but it kicks off of her right out of play. Ball back to the Braves. 20 minutes to go, 70 minutes played here from Pembroke. Still scoreless. Braves trying to remain unbeaten here in Pembroke this season after a year last year when they went 9-0-1. Into the box for Barr, quickly dispossessed, but now a long cross in. Unguarded player for Francis Marion. But the shot way high.
Well, the way the Braves have played at home this year, not allowing a goal, unbeaten at home, whatever happens the final 20, Francis Marion deserves a lot of credits coming into this match. 5-6-1 on the year. They're playing really well.
Barr with the header off the goal kick as Ryan whiffs on her second attempt, and the ball played out. Deflecting off of Cartano, and a throw in for UNCP. Ryan heaves it in towards Scott. Off ahead to Bree Mason. Francis Marion able to win it back in. Cartano with it. Looking to lay it off. Finally does. Will be booted forward. Header won by Dekuto as she's pushed into the ground. Trying to go for it. Play continues though. Ball runs out. Francis Marion throw in. Barr off of the head of Ryan. And another throw. Mizuraka with it, plays it into the box, header off of Yunking, deflected on, able to deny the shot on goal. Otherwise, I think Ryan would have been forced into a pretty acrobatic save. Third corner in the past 15 minutes here for Francis Marion. Their attack is notched up to another level. Corner kick, service in. Ball tangles around in the box, finally squirts free on the far right side. Braves get to it first, see if they can counter now. On the far side, players collide, ball stays in. Francis Marion with it. But before that, the ball ran out of play, so a throw in for Yunking and UNCP. Strong throw for Pittman, but off the head of a Patriots defender. And another throw as we venture just over midfield in the Patriots territory. Still scoreless as we head towards the waning moments of this match. So glad you could be here with us. You've enjoyed a thriller thus far. I think the finish will be just as good alongside Chris Clayton, Sam Jelinek here. With Francis Marion playing it into the box. Nice clearance by Dekuto. And the shot, I think that was actually supposed to be a cross intended for Francis Marion, straight into the arms of Ryan, who will play it forward on the throw to Rolfs. Left foot, trying to connect with Stacy Scott, but not on the same page. Off the line, Hendenkamp to pick it up.
Good job by Gina Ryan. Immediately launching it downfield, setting up what looked like initially going to be a decent opportunity for the Braves.
Ball deflects, falls to Francis Marion. She's been aggressive here in the past 15 minutes, and it's paid off for them. Little spin move denied by Yunking. Braves with it, kicked ahead by Rochelle, straight over the line for another throw. Actually took a deflection, so the Braves will stay with it. Lars Anderson not with very many substitutions here in this match. He stayed primarily with his starting 11 here. Ball into the box, nobody there for the Braves to get on the receiving end. High in the air, Pittman trying to track it down before it heads over for a touch. Gets her boot to it, sends it into the box, nobody there, falls to Stacy Scott, good challenge, deflects off of her, and it'll roll straight to Hennenkamp. Dangerous moment there. Francis Marion's defense has not really had a lapse so far in this game, but that was nearly it.
Yeah, some awkward ping pong action there in the box. Almost disastrous.
Rolfs with the header straight to Francis Marion. Rochelle trying to win it, and it'll be sent straight out.
Straight into our camera. You see the shake there, right in our tripod, right in front of our cameraman Robert Hawkins down there.
Zaraka with the throw as we get a substitution now. Looks like Faith Allen going to come back on into this one. Allen, 1 goal on the season. Collected an absolutely absurd 39 goals as a junior in high school.
Goodness.
Pass intercepted by Rochelle. Kicks it out wide for Yoon King. Braves an opportunity to maybe set something up. Yoon King along to Pittman. Challenge in the air, won by Francis Marion. So they send the ball screaming back the other way for Stewart to clean up. To Yoon King. Left foot forward for Pittman. Gets by her and over the line for another throw. After a very tense middle of this second half, things have started to really kind of settle into their own here as we head under the 15-minute mark of this match. Each team has had their opportunities to get on the board, but so far nothing. A potential chance here for Francis Marion, but Yoon King does away with it.
Yeah, teams are certainly not playing for a draw, but I think the mindset for both teams right now is, all right, let's not make a grave mistake here in the final 14 or so.
Long throw in to the box. Falls for Francis Marion. Player down, no whistle. Ball over for a goal kick.
Tell you what, officials are letting them play. You're looking at it combined 14 fouls in a very physical match. Didn't really start out that way.
We'll get a substitution here now as well. Alexis Pittman's going to head off. Maya Grimes, first time we've gotten to call her name tonight, will come on in. She's got a goal, 4 assists this season for the freshman out of Kernersville. Far side over for a touch for the Braves. Yoon King working quickly, tries to get it to Grimes. Ball falls to Rochelle, lofts it down the right side. Intended for Scott, but out of play. Now Francis Marion will make a substitution. Kylie Barr, freshman midfielder, will head out. Coming in, Sarah Mall, sophomore out of Waxhaw. Whistle blows. Foul called on Francis Marion. Free kick opportunity. Or it'll be a throw-in for UNCP despite the whistle. Headed along, nicely done. Ball high into the air. Coming through for it is Stacy Scott, gets to it off the hands of the keeper and in! Deflected home. Stacy Scott, will see who they give the goal to. But it was Stacy Scott shot through the keeper Hennenkamp's hands for UNCP to cleanly finish up and take a lead 1-0 here with 12 minutes to go. It was Bree Mason, the one inside of the goal mouth, who made sure that ball was gonna be finished. Not sure if that ball was already in when Scott had it deflect through the keeper's hands. Either way, the Braves happy to have it. It's 1-0. Francis Marion trying to counter quickly, but the ball in, handled by Gina Ryan. It was going to take a broken play, a broken something, and there it was for Stacy Scott, just breaking through 2 defenders, ball on her foot, one beautiful strike. getting through the hands of the keeper, Henenkamp. Her first mistake of the night, had 10 saves, but it's going to be that one there that might haunt her.
Right, but also, obviously, as you know, it's not all on her, because you think about the mistake the defense made to allow Stacy Scott shot a rocket right at Henenkamp. The freshman got a decent hand on it. Tough the way it bounced, but I think overall her defenders are going to take equal blame on that play.
Scott battling here and right in front of the referee. Sarah Mall pulls on the back of the jersey. And the foul is going to be called, free kick for UNCP, and they've officially given the goal to Bree Mason. So despite Scott strike the one, they got through the hands of Henenkamp. It's Bree Mason who comes in and finishes it off for her third goal of the season.
It was hard to tell from our angle, as you mentioned, as to whether or not she kind of hit it with her stomach, whether or not it was already through into the goal, but
Ryan
certainly
plays it into the box. Pittman tries to win the header. It falls cleanly for the Braves in front of the net and tapped home. A second goal in nearly as many minutes for the Braves off of a broken free kick out in front of the goal mouth. UNCP able to finish and clean it up to take a 2-0 lead.
what a turnaround.
After waiting over 70 minutes for our first goal of the match, the Braves get two in just over a couple of minutes to take a 2-0 lead, coming up on the 10-minute mark here in this match. Staring their 7th win in the face right here. Francis Marion getting more aggressive, trying to push up forward. Ball out wide for Maya Grimes, dispossessed though. Francis Marion will try to regroup. They've got 10 minutes to try and put 2 goals in the back of the net. Although that's going to be extremely tough considering the Braves still have not allowed a goal here at home this season. And that goal finished off for Bree Mason out in front of the net, assisted by Christina Stevenson. A beautiful feed out in front of the goal mouth. And Bree Mason, probably one of the easiest braces I've seen in recent memory. Has had 2 open goals to try and finish on, did the job. She's now got, on the season, 4 goals. Just a fine night for the freshman who've been working hard on the season. Had primarily been in assisting role, 3 assists, but here, able to find the net twice.
Such a high motor, so you feel like it was a matter of time.
Ball into the box in the corner, and Ryan off her line, able to pluck it out of the air and hold it down. Throws it forward for Ryan. Potential counter opportunity now for the Braves. Mason running here on the near side. Tough challenge there from Mall on Ryan. We'll get another substitution. 2 substitutions here for UNCP. Rochelle and Scott are going to be coming off.
Sam, watching UNCP in their scrimmage before this season for the first time, you try to look for who are some of the freshmen maybe that'll stand out. And watching, it was, who's that number 13 that's flying around? It was Bree Mason, and she's doing more of that here during the season.
Mason, long pass deflected, nearly able to intercept it back though. The Braves do get it back, however. Fretwell battling for it. She just came on in place of Carly Rochelle. It's Jillian Robson who came on for Stacy Scott. Good defense from Ryan. Deflects back to Francis Marion, though. Ball forward into the box. Dangerous. Booted away for the Braves. Ball played clean by Rawls, who gets on it. Forward for Mason, looking for the hat trick. Ryan gets ahead to it, stops the ball forward. Rolfs with it, contact. Everybody falls in a foul going the way of the Braves.
Well, there were a couple of missed fouls against UNCP that the official didn't call, and that frustrated the fans, and then did make the call there on that one as well. So I don't think the official had a great angle, but there was certainly a missed foul on UNCP.
Coming up on 7 minutes left in this match, it's Pembroke 2, Francis Marion nothing. Ryan boots it away. Francis Marion wins it. Chance to get forward here. Ball for Allen, intercepted. And the Braves back the other way. Rolfs with it. Left foot forward, had Robson open, but can't connect with her. Maya Grimes racing, able to win the ball back, deflects off of her, and is going to roll out of play for a touch. Ball comes in, and the ball goes straight out. As Francis Marion played it forward. Thought I saw the far sideline official indicate that was going to be a UNCP throw either way. Francis Marion pushes ahead forward and ends up with a goal kick for the Braves. 6 minutes to go. Braves with a little cushion right now. 2-0 the lead. Trying to improve to 6-4 on the season. Pick up their 4th conference win of the year as well. Robson battling for it, gets a boot on it, but it deflects out. Late substitution here for Francis Marion. Cartano is going to come on for Orello. Cartano 1 goal on the season. Braves win the ball. Grimes battling, racing forward. Links up with Rolfs, but good challenge, dispossessed. Ryan races forward. Ball deflects, falls to Francis Marion. A chance to possibly get on the score sheet. Ball kicks straight to Ryan. It'll be deemed a handball off her elbow. Free kick for Francis Marion. Clock dwindling down under 5 minutes. Into the box. Nobody there for Francis Marion. Headed away. Now on the far side. Racing back out to the middle of the pitch. Crossed along. Left-footed strike deflects straight to Robson. Braves can counter. But Robson's initial pass to Mason isn't clean. But Braves able to get the ball right back to Yoonking. Flicked ahead. Grimes racing for it, can't get there. Ball deflects, rolls into the box. Picked up by Hennenkamp. Punts it long. Off of Stevenson. Now De Couteau comes up, intercepts that pass. Along for Mason on the near side, but can't get to it before it runs out. Allen tried to get to it, deflects off of her and over for a throw for Ryan. Dips it long for Robson. Nice flick of her head onto Mason, racing into the box, looking for her 3rd. Still with the ball on her right foot, heads towards the goal and saved. Hennenkamp dives for it. Looked like it was headed outside of the post anyways, but nearly an opportunity there. Bree Mason hunting that hat trick with 3 minutes to go in this match. Braves by 2. Francis Marion with time winding down, trying to cut the lead in half. Into the box. Deflected away. Maul with it. Plays it in on one hop. Ryan off her line to smother it. Had it drop in front of her for a second, but falls on it. Now can take her time, trying to kill a little bit more clock before she punts this away. Headed towards Mason here on the near side. Deflects off of Varney, and it'll be a throw-in for the Braves. Ryan on to Robson. 2 defenders on her, tries to muscle up to win it, but it's kicked straight out of play by Brooke Kennedy. 2 minutes exactly to go here in this match. 2-0 UNCP. Robson boots it into the box. Deflected away, shot from well outside, and is pushed wide for the Braves. They have Fretwell taking a chance from way outside. Now the Braves able to win the ball back. Robson with it, flicks it ahead. Here on the near side, heads towards the corner, floats it into the box. Maya Grimes all alone, nets it. 3-0 Braves, and that'll be icing on the cake. Player down for Francis Marion in the box. After Maya Grimes makes it 3-0 UNCP on the cross that falls straight to her.
Well, we talked about it early on, the shot differential and how UNCP, it felt like maybe a matter of time before they were able to take advantage. Well, all of a sudden, we've got an explosion here late in the second half. And I think the score is a little deceiving. I mean, I think Francis Marion deserves a little bit of credit, or not a little bit, a lot of credit. The way they've played on the road, the way the Braves have dominated at home. This is the biggest home test this year for UNCP, and it's been a match the Patriots are going to be disappointed, but hopefully they can take some moral victories from.
UNCP with 29 shots compared to Francis Marion's 14. 13 on net for the Braves, 6 on net for Francis Marion. And for as good as Rachel Hendenkamp had been saving the first 9 attempts on her, since then she's only had 1 save and a couple of goals allowed. Not all of those on her, of course, but still, for Francis Marion, holding tough for about the first 75 minutes. And now with a minute 14, Maya Grimes puts the Braves ahead by 3. Her second goal of the season, assisted by Jillian Robson. Did a great job on a cross from outside of the box. For Robson, her first assist of the season. Get back to it, counting down to a minute to go here in this match. Grimes on the far side, dispossessed. Ball over the touchline, throw in for the Braves. Yoon King tries to throw it in, headed straight back out of play, still throwing in front of the Francis Marion dugout. Ahead to Grimes, flicks it high into the air. Robson there as well. Grimes battling, turns and is able to keep the ball. Ball ping-pongs along and runs out for another Braves throw coming up on a half minute to play. For UNCP, they'll improve to 7-4 on the season, 4-3 in the Peach Belt. Francis Marion will drop to 5-7-1, 2-5 in the Peach Belt. More importantly for the Braves, able to continue climbing the ranks there in the Peach Belt, a very crowded Peach Belt, and now a late opportunity for UNCP. Can Bree Mason get the hat trick? Tripped up in the box, ball can't get to her. And that'll really wrap it up here from Pembroke. A final shot on net for Christina Stevenson, saved by Hendenkamp. But it matters not. UNCP with a 3-0 victory. Able to take it late from Francis Marion in the final 15 minutes. Able to pull away and get a resounding 3-0 victory.
Wow. How about the way UNCP is playing at home this year? No surprise when you look at their 22-3-4 record here at Lumbee River EMC Stadium since 2015. But they've allowed a goal this year at home. And to beat a team like Francis Marion 3-0, I think kind of makes a statement for UNCP. The Braves started off the year 4-4. Maybe people thinking, oh, UNCP's a little down this year. Well, they're saying, look now, up to 7-4 overall, winning matches in impressive fashion. And the Braves now with a tough stretch of schedule once again. It feels like as a team, despite that 2-week break from Hurricane Florence, they've made great strides as a team. They're playing some great soccer.
And for UNCP. That's now their third win in a row. Winners of 4 of their past 5, 5 of their past 7. And in this 3-game winning streak now, they are outscoring opponents by an insane 10-0.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that'll get the job done. And for the Braves now, later in the week, they'll take on Georgia College. That's on October 20th. That'll be on the road against a really tough Georgia College team. That's a game you'd love to come away with 3 points, but if you can bring one back here when they take on North Georgia here at home and then finish up the campaign with Young Harris, 1 point to head back home for a possible 6 to finish out the season would be nice.
That's the thing is the season's wrapping up quickly. I mean, it is snuck up on at least us and probably everybody. And they've obviously had to reschedule some of these Peach Belt matches, so it's been rapid fire down the stretch. But, you know, you mentioned the 10-0 advantage for UNCP the last 3 matches. It's not just that UNCP has had a shutout their last 3, but it's that 10-goal mark that's impressive because head coach Lars Anderson talked about coming in the year. He wanted to see the offense be a little bit more explosive, a little more consistent. They've certainly been that way the last 3 matches.
Well, that'll wrap it up here from the University of North Carolina, Pembroke's campus. Soccer able to take it by a final score of 3-0 over Francis Marion. Remember, tomorrow it'll be Moonlight Madness, the first time you'll be able to see men and women's basketball if you want to come out and see them for the first time this season. Then on Friday, we've got Pembroke volleyball for you at 7 o'clock Friday night. And then Saturday, the jewel of homecoming week, football against Concord at 4 o'clock. It should be a thriller as the Braves look to snap a little 3-game snide. So glad and so happy you could be with us here this evening. For Chris Clayton, our director, producer, as well as color commentator, I've been Sam Jelinek. We hope that you tune in on Friday for UNCP Volleyball. This has been a presentation of UNCP Soccer here on the UNCP Sports Network.